Good morning. It's Christina here from Ananda, Washington, here for another guided meditation. Hope you can stay with me for about the next 25 minutes. And today's theme, I wanted to consider the idea that both Swami Kriyananda, the founder of Ananda, and Yogananda, author of Autobiography of a Yogi, said that meditation is listening. And when I first heard that, I thought, listening with my ears? And to some degree, yes, because we have to get silent, right? We have to be quiet to listen, to really truly listen, the art of listening. But the other consideration when meditating is listening in the sense of listening for how you feel, listening for feeling and not emotion, but feeling sensations and just feelings of hopefully peace and silence and maybe inner springs of joy and things that are more lasting and a true reflection of who you really are. So there's our inspiration and our direction, and it is directional. Some days are easier to meditate, other days might be harder, but making the commitment to meditate at least once a day or perfectly bookend your day, no matter how long those meditations can help you tune into the feeling, listening through feeling component of meditation. But the tools we have to get there are pretty straightforward. We just have to practice them. So let's go ahead and get started. So finding a comfortable seated position is important, not to be distracted by the old body. It'll do its work later in the day, right? So find a comfortable seated position, and the goal is to have your low back be nice and long. So you can do that. Sometimes it's better to do actually with your eyes closed, so you can get a feel for the length of your spine, your physical spine, from the bottom of your pelvis where you're sitting. You can even settle in there a little bit. And then if you feel any rounding in the back, it's probably that you need to lift your hips by sitting on a pillow or a blanket, or if you're sitting on your couch or something like that, sitting on a couch cushion, it's fine. Just come to the edge of what you're seated on and lift your hips with something. You'll know when it's right. The whole spine just comes up nice and tall, whatever that is for you. Everybody's spines are different. If you start to listen, you just feel it as a feeling of lightness of the spine rising up effortlessly. There's a feeling there. Describe it in the language of your own heart. Trust in your intuition. And drawing the palms upright on your lap just helps open the front of the heart, being open to receptivity, any intuition that comes to you. And then once the body's settled, we can go into the inner universe, into our breath. Start to watch your breath. Watching the breath, our tool for concentration, and it's also our tool for listening and feeling. Really give it your best attention, just watching the breath, noticing anything you feel, even the urge to want to control the breath, which is okay. Just notice. Maybe as you start to notice the breath, the body starts to relax. You can find a little bit more room for breath. If you notice any tension in the belly or the shoulders, it should put your awareness there. It should just start to melt away. breath is our connection to energy, to bringing more energy and vitality into our meditation, into the mind. So let's make it bigger before we go into further meditation techniques. That's one great way to start. You can take any little mini meditation breaks throughout the day and do just a little bit of breathing exercises, a little pranayama. It's a wonderful way. So let's start with a double breath and double inhale through the nose and tense the whole body. See if you can find every body cell and give it a little squeeze. And then exhale through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. Double inhale, tensing the whole body. Every body cell comes along. Every body cell relaxes. One more time. Double inhale. Relaxing on the exhale. Listen to the breath by watching it closely. Maybe it's gotten quiet here. It's always good to do a few rounds of full diaphragmatic breathing before just going right into meditation. Just helps to energize the whole body, brings energy up to the brain, helps to awaken the heart, center of feeling, not not emotion. It can be emotion, but we're looking for feelings of contentment, joy. So let's start there, bringing your mind to that area right behind your physical heart, in front of the physical spine. Don't over intellectualize it, but just put your mind there and see what you find. And you can even squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit toward each other and relax them. All that energy and the heart, offer it. Visualize it flowing up to the brain. Focusing at the point between the eyebrows. Just by putting your mind there. And let's do a few rounds of diaphragmatic breathing. On your next inhale, taking a nice big smooth inhale as deep as you can through the nose. Notice what's happening in the torso. Belly expands, rib cage widens. Collarbones just gently lift up on the top of the inhale, exhaling when you're ready. But exhaling and inhaling with, you're in control. You're a master of your energy. You're a master of your breath. So be kind and gentle, but really pay attention. Inhaling, visualize filling up every body cell, energy and joy, vitality, strength, courage. Exhale, letting go of anything that's burdening you, holding you back, maybe causing worries. Let it go. It's not yours to worry right now. So a couple more rounds of just deep breath. And let's do a couple rounds of this with a even count. We count to it in a whole. It's just called measured breathing. Really nice pranayama, though it's very deep if you just follow it closely. I'll keep count for us, but never strain on the hold. So if I'm holding too long, please feel free to adjust. So let's gather up on the inhale, inhaling through your nose. Nice big deep diaphragmatic breath like we've just been doing. holding the breath gently, just as if you're just paused, just gazing at a beautiful flower and just caught your inspiration. And then exhale through the nose, nice and smooth. Do a couple more rounds. Inhaling through the nose, pausing. Lift up through the heart center, offer it up to the brain. Exhale. One more round. Inhaling. Holding the breath. Exhale. The bottom of your exhale, just going back to watching the breath, just noticing, listening. And one more pranayama that's really effective at just calming the mind, letting go of thoughts, worries, mind stuff. It's Kapalapati, tall shining breath, and you don't need to do a whole lot of it. In fact, you should be careful with it. And if your nose is plugged, then you can just do the even count pranayama we just did. But we'll just do a short round. That's the one where we inhale through the nose and then draw the belly button on the exhale back toward the spine. And the exhale sort of just forcefully comes out. And just do that successfully for about 10 rounds to start here with. So let's try it. Inhaling through the nose and begin. Pausing. Noticing how the breath just almost disappears along with all thoughts. Let's do one more round. Inhaling and begin. Pausing. Getting to reveal thyself. Let's do one more round. Another round of 10. Inhaling through the nose. Pausing. Relax the belly. Just relax and feel. Keeping your focus on the forehead and the spiritual eye. Go back to when the breath comes back, observing the breath, almost like we're listening to it, not for the sound of the breath, but listening to what it has to say. Doesn't matter if it's tiny or big or it's duration or even just that you're listening, you're just paying attention, like an attentive parent. Mhm. or an attentive student listening closely for the inner teacher, the inner guide. Anything distracts you, thoughts come into the mind, just set them aside. No, I won't be disturbed right now. I'm going back to watching the breath, observing it. Technique of concentration helps us refine our art of listening. Be gracious with yourself. If you get distracted, don't worry. Just come back. Another technique that can help, we're back to observing their breath, is to add a mantra to their breath, giving the mind a job. So with every inhale, saying to yourself, I am, and to the repeating, I am on the inhale, on the exhale, peace. I am peace. Keep affirming that higher truth. We'll practice that here for a couple of minutes together. I am peace. Tie that to your breath. Mm, it's always important in meditation to spend a little bit of time in the silence, letting go of all of the techniques and just listening and being still. Let's use the double breath as a bridge into silence, double breath, breathing through the nose, lightly tensing the body, exhaling, letting go of anything troubling you, anything in your path. And go watching the breath coming into stillness, into silence, into listening. Listening here at the heart as we broadcast from the spiritual eye. From the spiritual eye, it's helpful just use the power of your mind's eye to visualize your whole expansive self, part of the fabric of the universe, of the cosmos. We all are. Feel space all around you in every way that seems natural to you. Your stars and moons. Maybe you're surrounded in golden light. Part of the tapestry, the whole cosmos supporting you. Spend a couple minutes just tuning into that, visualizing that, being still. Voicing any feeling. Here in the silence, just for a few minutes. slowly start to increase your breath, holding on to that sense of stillness, of quiet that you've cultivated. Put it in your mind's eye and hold it in your heart. Remember it throughout the day that you can recall. Even if it was just a short little blip, recall it in the mind over and over and over again. And you have breaks throughout the day, take your little peace breaks, your little mini meditations. Any of these tools can be sniffed out, so to speak, and practiced to take your peace breaks throughout the day. So, hope to see you here Monday morning with Nanda Farm, leading a meditation.